Today's my birthday and I feel like I'm turning 41 today. I'm sick. I don't feel like myself. I have no energy. All I want to do is sleep and my anxiety won't let me. I got bacon grease on my brand new birthday sweater and I think I have to throw it in the garbage. To top it all off, my freaking straightener broke this morning. So after I blow dry my hair, if I don't straighten it, my hair looks like somebody combed it with a pork chop. And so I went and I thought I bought a quality hair straightener. So I was like, well, I don't need my backup. I put it in the garbage. Well, I needed the backup today. And my hair was soaking wet and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have to figure out how to straighten my hair. It's gonna look like a scary girl. Like, what am I gonna do? I can't go in public like this. I had a hair dryer and a curling iron. I'm terrible at making my hair look straight, like with a brush and a hair dryer. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna try to use a curling iron to straighten my hair. And like, it actually didn't turn out too bad. So that's kind of good. But the point is I started to think like, okay, I had to just use what I had to try to make my hair look better. I had to be resourceful. Then I started thinking about weight loss. What happens when you are trying to lose weight and you've literally done everything that you can and nothing's working? Except I can guarantee you that there's one thing you haven't done, and that's starting with what you've got literally in your house right now. So when I woke up this morning and I turned 41, I made a statement. Like I said to Kyle, I have survived in this place for 41 years. And this year, the world is gonna have to survive me. I'm tired of getting bullied all the time and things going wrong anytime that I try to do better for myself. And as soon as I made that statement, everything became a mess. Loud, falling apart, not feeling good, like, So basically, anytime, like I've noticed, anytime I try to improve my life, make a change for the better, we call them Goombas, like in Mario Brothers, they come out. It seems like invisible sabotagey things will come out and try to sabotage you when you try to make a step forward.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like when you go along with what everyone else is doing or with your family or things that aren't great for you, it's actually smooth sailing. Mm-hmm. You can accomplish self-destruction pretty easily here.
So Kyle and I are learning to take noise, moments where we make mistakes or failure or just everything's going wrong as actually a compliment, because that's how you know I'm moving in the right direction. If you're getting resistance, you got to push through that resistance because it means you're on to something. So don't let something going wrong stop you. You got to keep pushing through in the mess.
Like Nicole said before, the body and the brain like controlling you to do the same things you did yesterday. So when you break that pattern, they're going to rebel against you. Well, also the same as with the outside world. If people are used to you acting a certain way or treating you a certain way, and one day you wake up and you say that's enough of that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to send in the troops for you too. So just a heads up that that's normal. And me and Nicole have been through that at multiple different phases of change in our life.
Yes, and it doesn't stop. So you have to be prepared to keep going. Like when you are in a race and you hit the finish line and you run through that banner, you're gonna have to keep running through that banner over and over and over again. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a negative thing. We do take it as a compliment, and you should too. If you're getting resistance, don't get off of that. Stay on that. Whoa, I'm getting resistance. Does that mean I'm actually changing? People have to adjust to your changing. It's okay.
And like Nicole said, it's time for them to adjust to you, not you always adjusting to them.
Yeah, like might not be your birthday today, but you're allowed to say, this year the world is having to survive me. I'm not being the survivor anymore. They're gonna have to be the survivor, because I'm coming. Nothing gonna stop me. So you're like me. So you're like me. You've got a hairdryer and a curling iron. Or you've got a loaf of bread and a can of soup. Why can't you use the can of soup and the bread? Why do you have to go out and buy fancy diet food and try to make a perfect diet? It's not about being perfect. It's about finding what you like or using what you've already got. Measure out the soup, measure out the bread. Basically, life doesn't care if it's your birthday. Things are never gonna line up. Kyle and I tried for years. We tried everything to lose weight, and everything kept falling apart. We kept trying to do what other people were doing, what the weight loss and fitness industry was saying. Every time, everything fell apart. Nothing lined up, nothing was perfect. And finally, we were forced to start from where we were at with what we had. Kyle got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and on that day, we were gonna go to Subway after. And he said, like, this is it. I had already been diagnosed with sleep apnea. We were morbidly obese. Our lives were on the line every day. He's like, we gotta lose weight. We're not going to Subway. And we both were like, you know what? If we're gonna do this for life and save our lives, we're gonna have to learn to go to Subway still, but just eat a smaller portion.
Nicole saved my life in that moment because I was about to start the exact same cycle again with denying myself and punishing myself enough that I would lose weight. I thought I could punish myself thin.
And Kyle saved my life in saying, like, we can't keep doing this. So together we said, okay, we can't wait for everything to line up. We can't
wait for the Matrix to be quiet. See?
And so we had to go from there. Nothing is perfect. And we learned, like, it's not about being perfect. It's about can you do this? If we took away the Subway that day, we wouldn't be here making videos. We wouldn't have kept off 130 pounds each for over 9 years. We wouldn't be able to stand here right now having bad days with a noisy background and tell you this stuff, because you have to learn, even when nothing's going your way and it's all falling apart, you have to fight for yourself and you have to use what you've got. Kyle and I had traumatic childhoods. We had to learn to be very resourceful because we had to be very independent, very young. And we had to learn to do things for ourselves. As young kids, like, we made a lot of mistakes, didn't always go right, but we had to keep learning and learning, which is why I was able to straighten my hair with a curling iron today. You don't have to go buy new food. I see it all the time, and Kyle and I did it all the time. Monday morning, we have to go groceries, we have to get all the new diet food, all the only clean organic food, nothing processed, all the food that I like in the garbage. I can't eat it anymore. That's not sustainable. If you have banana bread in your freezer, I've heard someone say that before, like, I want to lose weight, but I have banana bread in the freezer. I can't start until I eat that. Well, why can't you eat it as part of your weight loss journey, but you have a portion of it and then have a portion the next day?
We see so many people chasing perfection, and we recognize that pattern because we did it for decades trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
What's the perfect exercise program? Am I eating the right foods? And it's all a distraction from you just starting.
Yeah.
Putting one foot in front of the other and learning to deal with a mess. It's still a mess. We have even more problems now than we did before.
Yeah.
So if me and Nicole were waiting for perfection, we'd be still waiting.
Yeah.
And not starting.
You know, like, I'm not feeling good. We got all kinds of stuff going on all over the place, but I still have to stay on top of my weight loss. I don't want to go off track. I don't have a great appetite today, but I know it's important for me to still eat all my meals. I still did a walk because it was important for me to still do the walk even though I wasn't feeling well, get some fresh air. You have to keep doing the things even when it's scary. And the thing is, like, the body and the mind will throw every excuse at you in the book because it doesn't like change. And that's why you feel all these things and hear all these things in your head when you want to start and finally do something great for yourself. And your head will come in and go, but you didn't go grocery shopping, but you don't have the perfect meals. But if you could just figure out the right exercise for next week.
Or you got to start clean next week. Clean eating, clean slate of mind, clean schedule. That doesn't happen here.
And no more bread and no more chocolate. Well, if you love bread and chocolate and you're expecting to lose the weight and keep it off and do it for life, you're not going to be able to do it without bread and chocolate. Like, I love those things. Anytime I gave them up, I would just fail. Life is a mess. Remember when you're watching on social media and you see these people sharing these so-called perfect lives, that behind closed doors, everybody's life is a mess. Kyle and I, when we're not filming, our life is a mess, which is why I went on and showed you my mess today. Because we may have figured out how to lose weight, but we still have lots of stuff that goes wrong. We still make mistakes. We still have to be on top of everything and measure our food out every day and be on top of that.
We still, sometimes we undereat, sometimes we overeat. Still, that happens, and it's gonna happen the rest of our lives.
So weight loss should never be a punishment. Choose what you like. Start with where you're at. Stop letting the excuses run you over and just start. Start with where you at. Know it's going to be a mess and that's normal, and start in the middle of the mess and just try being consistent with one thing. If you like bread, you got a loaf of bread in the house, start measuring out your bread every day and get consistent with it. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. Perfection and weight loss and keeping it off do not mix. It's consistency that actually gets and keeps the weight off. I lost my weight with portion control. If you want to know the exact portions and meals that I ate to lose the weight, I do have a weight loss ebook called The First 50. The link's down below, and code Nicole will save you 10% off. And if you're looking for a good protein, this is HTLT Subs, best tasting protein powder ever, and it blends so well in everything. I used fruity cereal tonight in my protein ice cream. Tastes so good, like Fruit Loops. Code Nicole will save you 15% off, and the link is down below.
Fruity Pebbles, I would say.
Oh, you think Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah.
I think the lime Fruit Loop.
Well, you're wrong.
It's a mix.
No, it's not a mix. You're wrong. I'm right.
Fine. Just start. It's okay if it's a mess. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency in the middle of a mess.
And don't wait for the matrix to be quiet.
Yeah, because clearly it's not going to happen. And learn to be resourceful. Start with what you got. Love you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to watch this vid for more fun, sustainable weight loss tips. Because Sass and I, clearly we're real friends losing weight in a loud, real world. See ya. Didn't want to work for me today, huh?
Perfect way to end the video.
Bye.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.